And joining me now in the studio is U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Robert Godak. You're welcome to the program. Thank you for coming. I want to begin with the Secretary of State's statement today. And it does seem that in issuing that statement, the U.S. government is basically saying that Kenya's security concerns regarding those refugee camps are not valid. Is that the case?
And thank you very much. It's great to be on the show this evening. Let me just begin by saying that the United States appreciates what Kenya has done over the past many years to host hundreds of thousands of refugees. Kenya has welcomed them and taken care of them, and we express our appreciation. At the same time, we're deeply concerned, as the Secretary of State said in his statement, about the announcement that Kenya intends to close Dadaab. We would urge Kenya not to do that, and we're certainly prepared to continue to work with the government of Kenya and the international agencies to do returns of refugees safely, securely, in an appropriate fashion and consistent with international agreements.
And Kenya would argue that she's willing to do exactly that, but the commitments that have been made, the pledges that are supposed to be honored financially in terms of that repatriation process have not been forthcoming. The donors basically say, make a big announcement to get a media spread, and don't actually give that money.
Well, the United States has provided hundreds of millions of dollars over the years, and we're prepared to look at what more we can do with the government of Kenya to address the concerns that they've got, to include around security. And we do a lot with the government of Kenya around the security issue.
There appears, though, to be double speak on the U.S.'s part, particularly in the commitment to secure Kenya, to the extent that there are reports intimating that the U.S. right now is at the forefront of lobbying to have Kenya's security rating internationally downgraded on the very basis that the country is hosting such a huge number of refugees. Is that in fact the case?
No, it's not the case. Absolutely not. So, for example, our commitment right now annually is about $100 million for Kenya's security. We work with all of the security agencies. We provide equipment, we provide training, we provide information. We are working so closely with the government of Kenya and the people of Kenya on security.
So you're not asking the International Civil Aviation Authority to downgrade Kenya's status? It has been reported to be at par with countries like Syria and Iraq.
So what we've done is put out a notice to airmen, which simply states that it's important for airlines and pilots to take account of the security situation as they're flying in and out of Kenya. We have not said don't fly to Kenya. We've not said to any American don't come to Kenya. So yes, we're concerned about the security in Kenya, but we're working very closely with the government and people of Kenya to address the security situation.
Let's switch gears, and another issue that the U.S. government is raising concern about is the political climate in the country. What concerns you specifically?
Well, what concerns me specifically is obviously Kenya is now just about 15 or so months away from a major election. There has been a lot of concern voiced by politicians and others about the climate here in the run-up to the election. And I think that there clearly are a number of issues that need to be addressed. And what we would urge, what the United States would urge, is that there be an inclusive dialogue to discuss the concerns that political leaders have and that citizens have, and that a resolution be reached, a political resolution be reached in time to ensure that in August of 2017, when you go into the election, that there is in fact confidence, that the people of Kenya have confidence in the electoral system and in the judiciary, that it will deliver a free, fair and peaceful election.
And so are those your two major concerns, electoral and judicial reform?
Well, I think that, you know, there's a broad set of concerns, and what I would tell you is that we believe that it's important for the public to have confidence in the electoral body and in the judiciary that they will deliver a free, fair and peaceful election.
Do you believe that Kenya's democracy is quote-unquote under threat, as Opposition Chief Raila Odinga says?
I think Kenya has a strong democracy, and I think that the Constitution is an excellent Constitution. And I think that Constitution provides the space and the flexibility for a political conversation, an inclusive discussion about what needs to be done to ensure that the poll in August of 2017 is free, fair and peaceful.
And you know, the concern is also around young people. We have, you know, majority of the country is made up of young people. What do you think their role is in terms of safeguarding that electoral process?
You know, so President Obama, when he was here for his historic visit in July of last year, said very clearly that when it comes to the people of Kenya, particularly the young people, that there really is nothing that they cannot achieve. And the United States works very closely with young people on many different things, everything from ensuring their health to education, for example, our young age reading program, And we also work on civic education. And we believe that the young people, obviously, they are the future of any country, to include Kenya. So we're working very closely with them to ensure that they have the opportunity that they want to achieve the future that they want to build.
As we wind up, Ambassador, will choices have consequences in 2017?
You know, at the end of the day, I think that that statement back in 2013 was misunderstood. And the truth of it is, the United States has great faith and confidence in the people of Kenya. We believe that this is a great country, that the Kenyan people are great people. You should elect the leader of your choice, and we will respect that choice, and we will work with a properly elected government as a partner and as a friend.
Speaking of working with a properly elected government and respecting choices, Americans are going to the polls in a couple of months, and there is concern about a possible Donald Trump presidency and what that would mean for foreign policy, especially in this part of the world. Should we be concerned, given the statements that we've had him make?
I think we obviously need to wait until the American people speak on who's going to be the next president of the United States. And obviously, you know, Donald Trump has said a number of things about what he might do as a leader of the United States. The other potential candidates on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, have also had things to say. But at the end of the day, we need to see what the American people decide.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Robert Godek, the U.S. Ambassador.